Oh, hey. What are you doing down there? One sec. All right. So, I think it's important that you know one very, very crucial detail about me. And that detail is I live under the biggest rock on the planet. It cannot be understated about how big of a rock I live under. Here's a story. This guy. That's Travis Scott. Up until he showed up in WWE, I had no idea who he was. To the point that I was on a wrestling forum, like a message board that I've been on for like 20 years. And when they were talking about Travis Scott and I said I didn't know who he was, I got yelled at, like piled on about it. I got called a racist for not knowing who this man was. And I got a bit defensive. Like, hey, my favorite artist of all time is Prince. I've been a fan of him since I was a kid. If you saw the most recent video about spending time with 80s tech, you know I was there. So, what's the term? Well, they don't say it now, but maybe the OG? Is OG still a thing? Mold. I don't know. Do we still say fam? So this is Travis Scott. 99% of the world knows who he is. I did not. I say that because I was scrolling through Blue Sky and I came across this picture. Of all the people on this cover, I know one. And it's that guy. Like, I don't know if I'm pointing in the right spot, but let's pretend I am. Let's editor me in the future. Zoom in or something. Unless I'm pointing in the right spot, then never mind. I know who that is. I'm gonna do a video on him in the future because I have some thoughts. And I only know of that person against my will. I didn't sign up for it. I'm on YouTube a lot. I like YouTube, but I have a very curated search stuff, words, feed thing, right? Typically, what I'm not interested in doesn't show up. I'm not interested in anything here. So I prefaced it by saying I live under the world's biggest rock for that reason. Because I'm sure people are watching now being like, how the hell do you not know who these people are? And there's a weird, wondrous thing about getting older that you don't think is going to happen to you, but does. And that is you just stop caring. I don't feel the need to be as immersed in pop culture anymore. Like my YouTube feed, my personal interests are more curated to what I'm into. You hear the joke about people who listen to the same music they did when they were kids or growing up. And that's mostly what they listen to. That's what I've become. Now, as far as movies go, I'm still there. But only with horror movies. And only because one of my longest friends is my lifeline to all things horror. Without him, I would just be floating at sea and hoping something like I would watch Weapons, but I wouldn't have found, horror in the high desert. That kind of thing. And it's a mysterious thing because you tell yourself, I'm not going to become that. I'm always going to have my ear to the ground of what's going on and what's popular and what's, I guess, trendy. Even though I was never really a trendy person, even in my youth. I say that, then I look back at pictures of myself and it's like, like, tell me he's not trying to be trendy. Come on. I should just name this channel, I'm going to embarrass myself. I think the psychology of aging, as it pertains to your relationship with pop culture, is very fascinating. How disassociated you get, to the point that you almost like it. Me and popular music never really got along. Me and popular movies never really got along. Am I being a hipster? Yes. Probably. But you know what? I was a hipster before being a hipster was a hipster. And back in my college days, I searched out independent movies and independent music. I wanted to know what was beneath the crust of what you were being told what to like. To circle it back, seeing this made me laugh because, of course, I don't know. And I don't sit here talking about not knowing or being oblivious as some badge of honor that I'm wearing that makes me better. I don't think that at all. So yeah, I saw this and kind of just chuckled because I was like, of course I don't. And the one person I know like was 1000% against my wishes. If I could never have seen, I've never watched any of their videos, but I've seen clips. A lot of the commentary channels I watch reference him. It was against my will. I had no choice. Not my thing. I'm not 10. If I were, I would probably know who Travis Scott was, right? Yeah. That's that's part 1 of living under a rock. Because it's a real thing. I have more stories I can tell. As the traffic zooms on by on this rainy night, living on the busiest road in town, having to wait until almost midnight to record because I thought the traffic would go away and they haven't. Do you have any examples of living under a rock? Is there something about society that you were completely oblivious to when you found out about it? You were like, oh, okay, that's a thing. Were you called a racist for it? So yeah, what rock do you live on? Do you know, like, are you judging me for this? You can, it's fine. But yeah, that's my story. One of living under a rock. You know, it just, yeah. But it's time for me to retreat back to whence I came. So I will bid you adieu.